Here's a question. Would you take your iPad happily onto the beach, or throw it into your Land Rover for an expedition across darkest Africa, or even use it outdoors in pouring rain? Answer is probably no. Love our iPads and their Android and Windows brothers as we do. They're quite delicate creatures, a bit like pampered cats. They prefer to be kept indoors. No longer. This is the world's toughest tablet. It's Panasonic's FZG1. It's a Windows 8 tablet, costs £1,900 upwards, and it's ready for action. Action like this. Well, that was certainly fun, but let's see if it's still working. First of all, it needs a bit of a dry down, which is not something that happens often with our technology. A little bit nervous about this. Let's press the button there. And yes, we're in business almost immediately. And there's the Windows 8 screen, all working quite normally. The Toughpad has a metallic, plastic and metal body. And around the corners you have this elastomer band which protects the corners against drop forces. And you've also got a two-part screen there. There's a front glass which is physically bonded to a chemically hardened display behind. So there's all kinds of strengthening going on there to give it really this quite extraordinary durability we've just seen. Let's have a look at the reverse of this to see just how they've designed so much into such a resilient thing. A point to make there is we have a stylus, which is something you don't see often enough in tablets in my view. If you just look at some of the ports here, there's an HDMI, USB and headphone port, except you can't see it. Pull that back and there's the rubber seal, and behind it there are all the standard electronic ports, all very, very carefully protected from dust and water. There we have an Ethernet port as well. The Toughpad is no slouch when it comes to electronic performance either, with a 1.9 gig dual-core Intel chip, Intel HD graphics, and options to give you up to 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigabytes of solid-state memory, which is 4 times more than any other tablet on the market. You can easily see how perfect a Toughpad would be for anybody from an architect working on a dusty building site to a yachtsman who wants to have full pad use while the salt spray is flying around. And if you wanted to give the Toughpad in its downtime to a toddler to watch CBeebies, you could be sure that if your toddler wanted to bash its sibling over the head with the Toughpad, it would be up to it and happily play the role of the big friendly Rottweiler. That's the Panasonic Toughpad then, and it's tough. Thanks for watching Technopolis TV.